Scott Cochran, owner of popular campus bars The Red Lion and Cam's right here behind me, tells the News-Gazette that his trademark holiday, unofficial St. Patrick's Day, is officially dead. With the recent string of break-ins to vehicles on and off campus, law enforcement says that the best way to protect your belongings is to lock your car. Last night, the parking structure under this apartment complex saw an armed robbery. Law enforcement has yet to determine the identity of the individual. Saturday afternoon, police officers stopped a vehicle in the alley right behind me because it matched the description of the vehicle of an active shooter. Good morning, Illini. It is 60 degrees and sunny out here at the Helene Gateway in Urbana. We were supposed to get some light precipitation this morning. That's why I brought my raincoat, but clearly it wasn't necessary. You can even sit outside the Virginia Theater and pretend to watch a movie with Urbana's very own Roger Ebert giving his signature thumbs up. Working here in the ER, Kate's job was always going to be stressful, but COVID-19 has raised the stakes. That behavior is what makes Katie's coworker think there is so much more work to be done before life can return to normal. The Office of International Student and Scholar Services is located here behind me in the Turner Student Services building. However, this building is closed to foot traffic until further notice due to the COVID-19 pandemic. If students are looking to make an appointment or have any questions, they should visit the ISSS website. Law enforcement has yet to determine the identity of the individual. Saturday afternoon, police Roger Ebert giving his I know many restaurants struggled early on in the pandemic when takeout services were the only option. And if we here in Region 6 backpedal in the phases of reopening as well, people's livelihoods could be at stake. Nathan. Law enforcement has yet to determine the identity of the individual. Saturday afternoon, police Roger Ebert giving his
Hola, ma. Nada, ma. Aquí estoy en la escuela.
Roxanne Patino is a first-generation Mexican-American junior at the University of Illinois. With parents from Guerrero, Mexico, her heritage is an integral part of her identity.
Well, I am well aware of my culture, and I proudly represent my name, my roots.
This year, she was approached by IMAS, the University System Mexican and Mexican-American Student Initiative, to share her experience.
During my 3 years here at the university, I was never actually asked, how has your experience been so far as a first-generation Mexican-American student? It kind of made me feel a little bit like of a culture shock.
IMAS is an initiative launched by University System President Tim Killeen this month to increase relationships with Mexico. It seeks to bring in more students from Mexico to the system. This initiative comes at the same time that the Biden administration sends a comprehensive immigration reform bill to Congress. The White House says the bill makes it easier for graduates of U.S. universities with advanced STEM degrees to stay in the United States.
We're going to forge our own path forward.
Patino was drawn to the IMAS mission right away.
These kind of questions made me more intrigued with reality, and kind of made me realize more about things that I could do further to help not only Mexican Americans but also Mexicans from that country to come to the University of Illinois through student visas and have the opportunities that I have had.
Even in its infancy, Patino has high hopes for the future of IMAS.
All Latinos deserve this opportunity, and I feel like once this program is big enough, we will have the funding and the people to expand this program to other communities as well.
It's no secret that the performing arts are struggling with the onslaught of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's not stopping director Kyle Krish from telling a meaningful story on stage, masks and all.
You know, Little Women is usually just like a coming-of-age tale and something that we can all relate to, even though it's set so long ago. But there's similar things, like they had the Civil War going on, this like overwhelming presence that like keeps them from doing things they love or seeing people they love. Very similar to us right now with quarantine and the pandemic. And we've also been talking a lot about just like the place of women in the world and how there's like this idea of like obligation to family, but then an obligation to yourself, and like how we can marriage that and make it an empowering story as opposed to something that feels defeated.
Owen Henderson, who plays Lori in the production, notes the relevance of gender norms in this show.
The show deals a lot with issues of gender. I mean, it's in the name, Little Women. It's about Jo's kind of fight to be herself in a time period that was just not accepting of women who wanted to have their own identities separate from men.
No matter your gender identity, Krish says, especially during the pandemic, we can relate to the immortal March Sisters.
You know, we're in a time where theater is limited, and so it's really awesome that we have the opportunity with the university to put on a show. Like I said, we've been working really hard with this idea of marrying obligation with self-fulfillment, which I think we can all feel with like the masks and not maybe going out all the time, and but still being able to be college students, you know, and like be who we are. And so I think it's definitely a timely story, and it's going to touch a lot of hearts. I know that I've shed a tear once or twice in rehearsal already.
You can see the emotional journey of Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy April 23rd through 25th. From car ride karaoke sessions to making meals together, these small moments with her friends are what Jane Johnsey cherishes most.
Those people just really impacted my life, and those are the people that I live with over the next 4 years. And they're my truest and deepest best friends, and oh my gosh, I could get emotional. They are everything to me, and they impacted who I am today. And it's crazy because we have all different backgrounds. We all came from farm towns, and we came from city life and suburb life, but we all came together and worked so well together.
Her numbered days left on campus bring up a mix of emotions.
Graduating is definitely bittersweet. I'm so excited for that next step in life, and I'm so excited to become a nurse. I feel like that's all I wanted to do ever since I was a little kid. But at the same time, I know that graduating means I'm not going to be living with my best friends anymore, and to me that is so sad. But I know that we are going to keep in contact. I just have to keep telling myself that, you know, that we are going to FaceTime every week, that we're going to go on yearly trips together. I just have to keep reminding myself that this is not the end of our friendship, and that with distance, our friendships will even grow, and we'll see each other over states and through any obstacle, really.
Jane's older sister, Jessica, shows her how to stay in touch with friends from college.
So what I've learned in college and through my sister that had friends, college friends, is you really need to sketch that plan into your notebook so it actually happens every week. And it's amazing because that friendship will keep going, and that friendship will keep growing even when the distance is far.
Good morning, Illini, and we're back to our Who Am I special. I'm Pari Apostolakos.
Even when the distance.
I was never one for the really hand-eye coordination heavy games. I really didn't do well with even Mario Kart. It's not a reflection of how I am on the road. Don't worry, guys. Apostolakos.
And even when the distance.
Smash Bros. I was never one for the really hand-eye coordination heavy games. I really didn't do well with Apostolakos.
Even when the distance.
Smash Bros. I was never one for the really hand-eye coordination heavy games. I really didn't do well with Apostolakos.